Howdy folks, Bob Hodem with the Alternative Board Miami Valley and one of our clients, Jenny Kerns with ElectroShield over in Yellow Springs, Ohio. Thanks for coming in today and chatting with us. Tell the folks a little bit about what ElectroShield does.
Great, love to. Thanks for inviting ElectroShield in today.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it. We're a distributor of electrical components, primarily circular connectors. We're a niche distributor. We carry the product lines of about 6 manufacturers.
Okay.
And we're, as you mentioned, we're in Yellow Springs. During our whole 46 years, our group of 20 associates, I would say, really give off a vibe of family, fun, and respect.
Great. And as I recall, you came there to be their controller and eventually you became their owner.
Yes.
That had to be a bit of a surprise.
It was an opportunity that I feel very fortunate to be able to be a part of that.
Right.
I started as the controller, and 2 years ago, myself and 2 other co-workers had the chance to become the owners of the company.
Super.
And it's just been a wonderful opportunity. I'm so glad that we can remain a valuable member of the Yellow Springs community. That's really important to us.
Yeah, you did an excellent job. So, I want to talk a little bit about 2020. I promise not to push too hard because 2020 was quite the mess. But how was your business impacted in 2020?
Well, personally and the business, I was early on consumed with reviewing the CDC, state and local guidelines on a frequent basis, trying to determine what we needed to do or recommend to keep everyone safe and healthy. The business was impacted in that we were considered an essential business, so our doors were always open. We were able to fulfill our customer orders. However, mid-March a year ago, overnight, 65 to 70% of the company started working remote. While we had the technology, the ability to do that, we did have some challenges. Our remote system wasn't designed for that level of daily remote usage. Microsoft Teams was a communication tool that we knew we wanted to adopt across the enterprise in 2020. We had not yet conducted our company-wide training.
So you had to jump right
overnight.
in. Yeah, literally.
Everybody was becoming experts using Teams. Some of the other challenges in Q2 and Q3, we started having a slowing in revenue. Thankfully, that started to turn around in Q4, but that slowing in revenue also meant a slowing of incoming cash. We were fortunate to qualify for one of the SBA PPP loans, so that kind of gave us a little bit of a financial bridge.
Yeah, helped a number of my clients in that regard.
We were very fortunate to have that opportunity.
So what things did you learn about your business in 2020?
What did we learn? That compassion and patience are necessary.
Cool.
And one of the more important things I feel like we learned is that everyone has a stress limit, and that not necessarily something that has been learned, but something that's been reinforced is how important it is to recognize when you or your team or someone else in your industry is under a significant amount of stress. COVID has caused an additional layer of work to everyone's day, whether that's being more present with children's remote learning or just being concerned about family and friends impacted by the disease or the fallout from it. And I truly believe that being understanding, empathetic, and genuinely concerned about the well-being of those that you work with is just essential to keeping the train on the rails.
Sure.
That's been very important to us.
And you were able to hold, in general, your workforce? You didn't lose anybody or whatever?
No, we did not lose anyone. In fact, we were able to hire in our IT role.
Oh, cool.
We did pause on some initiatives that we had planned,
Yeah.
but we did not lose anyone.
Okay.
And again, the PPP monies really helped with that, keeping everyone full staff, no cuts in salary, no cuts in hours. So
Super.
I felt
That's great to hear.
very fortunate.
And which was the purpose of the program to start with,
Yes,
which is great.
yes.
You fulfilled it. So I guess I'm curious, now we're in 2021, let's forget about all that crap, but we're in 2021. Has your business rebounded? How is the business thus far?
We have rebounded, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we're trying to figure out how much of the rebound is due to pent-up pandemic demand versus ongoing new opportunities.
Yeah, right.
And also, I would say supply chain disruptions globally
Yes.
have had an impact on us.
I hear that with all my clients.
We are, it's really necessitating that we carry more inventory than our normal pre-pandemic level.
Right.
So we've gotten through some of those challenges. You know, Bob, I think one of the best ways for us to answer that question is that we've learned that every solution or every problem has a solution.
Oh, okay.
And just working through each of the challenges as a team effort.
Right.
That we really have to rely on the collective experiences and really be there to find the right solution for our customers.
Right, right. And so you've kept the workforce solid, you're finding the right solution for the customers, your business is rebounding. As we wrap this up, is there a pointer or two, because there's a number of private business owners that are watching this today, and people who think they want to be in business, I'll have you call you and give you some feedback there, or they can give you some feedback there. But is there a pointer or two you'd like to give the business owners who may be watching this today as a guide?
One of the pointers that comes to my mind is how important it is to maintain organizational culture amid chaos. That
culture among chaos, I love that.
It's so true. You know, I feel like we have many examples in ElectroShield where we pride ourselves on the culture that we've cultivated. And I just feel like in 2020 we had like this protective barrier around us, but I could just see these different arrows and daggers coming in and trying to
well, I can really visualize that. That's
trying
cool.
to attack our culture. And I think it's just really important to recognize that when everyone is working on a remote basis daily, that you lose those face-to-face, those daily cultural cues. And it's really important for the leaders who really set the tone of a culture and lead by example of what the company's core values are, that it's just really important to be mindful of your culture and maintaining that during these crazy times, even more so than pre-pandemic times.
You're saying reaching out more, be more communicative, more supportive, that sort of thing.
You know, I think you have to be creative in coming up with different ways of trying to maintain your culture.
Sure.
While everyone's in a remote environment.
Right.
Or, you know, in our case, we were somewhat in a hybrid environment where we had...
Because you had to ship some parts.
Right, we had our warehouse staff in, but the majority of the company was working from home.
It was remote, yeah. Cool, great.
Yeah.
Great.
So organizational culture amid chaos
I love that.
is our theme.
Yeah. Well, I think it came out very clear during our discussions today is organizational culture during chaos is key. It has a rhythm to it. Anyway, thank you for coming in today and sharing it. It's a pleasure working with you and kind of helping. I know we work a little bit in a best practices group with your accountant, Angela, and it's been great to be able to work with you and see us kind of together come through this, if you will.
Yeah.
So thanks again.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it.
Jenny Kerns with ElectroShield, and I'm Bob Hodem with the Alternative Board, Miami Valley.